Unbelievable.
Hello! I'm finally back doing YouTube videos. Been a while, had a few things on, but you know, I'm trying to start a new series up. This one's going to be called Clutch or Kiss, and it's whether these players can clutch out a hard-fought win, or are they going to get a lovely, lovely kiss from me. Your favourite British guy, Jake Knight 02, playing on an A. This replay has been sent in by Iron Jr. He's a good friend of mine from my clan, rival. And today he's playing the SCB, and obviously he's on Normandy. He takes up the classic tank position for mediums here, just using gun depression, strong turret over this hill initially. Just farm some shots off on this E6. He's way overextended out of position there. He's all caught out in the open. Does take a shot from the SCB, but you know, at this stage in the game, it's not too much of a problem. However, if you do look at the tanks, the SCB is quite quickly rotated around the main bulk of the enemy, who are sort of sad on heavy side. Don't know really what the C6 is doing. He doesn't seem to be a particularly good player, and he's really getting punished for that. So yeah, he's just sat up here. He's just farming damage right now. He's already up to 2,000 damage, and there's only about a minute gone on the clock, which is really good going. He's really making use of the STBs. Just great damage potential there. Really farmed off a lot. And what you're going to see is that he's trying to go for those little turret shots. Not many people sort of go for the turret on the SCB, but if you're firing Pramo or even APCR on a lot of tanks will pen it fairly reliably. It's a decent spot if you don't have much to go on the SCB turret if it's looking directly at you, because it does have very strong cheeks, very few weak spots on that turret. And you can see he's rotated around here. And he's basically just trying to maintain the ridgeline and maintain pressure on these tanks, so they're unable to sort of play the game to their own standards. And he's basically forcing the gameplay onto the enemy. He's forced this STB to rotate back, which is a really good move, because it allowed the two tanks down there to sort of push up a bit more and start taking out this Jagdtiger, the T95, and I think it's the medium tank, yeah, the M40, M46, or is it M40? I can't tell. But yeah, what he's doing now is he's got the two clears already. And it's really impressive that he's already got the 2 kills, and he's already up to 3,300 damage, and there's still a hell of a lot of damage on the table. And so what he's doing now is he's just doing a bit of a cheeky farming. This FV, he's looking right at him, but the FV is going to struggle, even with the crazy pen that it does have, to hit him reliably at that distance if he's sort of poking and peek-a-booming constantly like that. So now he moves across. Gets a lucky bounce there, actually, from the Jagdtiger. He was a little bit overextended, but, you know, sometimes RNG just goes in your favour. T95 is also coming down to help, which is really good that T95 is getting in here, but he is a bit overexposed. He does have that weak side armour, and you can see the T95 is, on the enemy team's already in position to start taking damage off that T95. So he's just right now looking and sort of trying to see round one done. But what you can see is the rest of his team's pretty much melted on the other side. The heavies from the enemies did a really good job of pushing around. They did have 3 TDs, which really helped them with their damage potential. And I think that's really what's happened here in this game. Yeah, he gets another lucky bounce there. He's already bounced to 2.5k, which is actually a really solid number anyway for a medium tank like the SCB. Yes, if you're in a hold down position, like it was at the start, he will be bouncing quite a lot of shots, but he's also been doing open play quite a bit. But he's sort of, I'd say he's recklessly bleeding at the moment, because he didn't need to rush in and clear the Vickers from a position where he's open like that. He could have stayed behind the dead tank there and really sort of farmed off that. However, he is playing it safe, just staying away from the enemy tanks, keeping distance, making sure they have no easy shots on him at all, because he is really just high explosive clear for these tanks at this stage of the game. And what he's going to do now is probably the best play in the circumstances. He's just going to try and back off as much as possible, and is really lucky actually to get that clear on the Jagdtiger. The Jagdtiger was looking straight at him. It was just really a case of who's going to shoot first. But as you may be noticing, he's on 5 kills. He's on 6k damage already. If he can clutch this out, that will be an amazing amount of damage that he takes, since he's still got a whole full T95 that he can clear out. And now what you're going to see is just a bit of passive gameplay. He can't really push up, because T95 is just going to kill him. T95 just doesn't really have the mobility to do it, and oh god, what does he spotted behind him? An FE. And that is where you just praise lag, you praise RNG, you praise players rushing shots, not taking the time to just effectively... All he had to do was hesh him, and he'd be dead. High explosive splash damage anywhere close to the SCB would have killed him. But that allows Ein to really just work now, and he's got one T95 that he has to kill, but he is full HP, and he is a high explosive shot. And this is where you love situations like this. He's on 6 kills. This T95 doesn't seem to be a particularly smart player, otherwise he would already have tried to go for a high explosive shot and would most likely have penned him, hit him, done damage, and as you can see, Ein's now relocating. He wants to basically work the T95 in a position where he can get around him like this, and yeah, he's lucky. This T95 has been way too predictable, and he's just pushed up on this hill thinking the SCB is backed down. He hasn't realised the SCB rotates round, and that's really how Ein was able to clutch out this game. Is he had the effective rotations and relocations in this game to be able to work damage. He didn't stay in one spot trying to sort of get shots off one at a time on enemies that wouldn't have really let him get shots off in the spots. He rotated around, first onto this hill, then onto the ridge line up there, and then round to TDs and back here. He's been constantly moving in this game, using the mobility of the medium tank to get round tanks, get shots in, and would you look at that? 7 kills, 8.1k, a really, really impressive clutch. Doesn't get a kiss from me because he clutched it, but you know, first of the series, I thought it would be good to start with a really impressive game. Obviously, that's a mastery. And as you see, 3,100 base XP, that's a really impressive amount of base XP there. And look at that. Look at all these teammates they had to carry along with him. But yeah, 1,992 base XP. That is seriously impressive, and good job, my friend. What a great video to start off this series called Clutch or Kiss. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.